Yo, what's good, everybody, man? Welcome back to Hip Hop and Comics. I am I'm so sorry. Last week we had a little, we call it a hiatus. I was kidnapped. Uh, but my brother came through and kidnapped me and took me to the biggest water park in Virginia. It was a big, whatever. But we're back. I am back, and we got the panel here. I just want to make sure my Wi-Fi is good. Why is my see here we go with this bullshit. I am hardwired in, and still it looks like I'm two
Um,
two football
that's
fields away from Wi-Fi.
yeah, that's your internet provider. You
Yeah,
gonna
I'm
have to
about to get
talk
on
to them,
the
man.
ass, man.
Yeah, you
I'm
gotta
about to get
talk
on
to them, man.
the ass.
Sometimes now you coming in clear now on my end. You coming in clear now.
Okay.
Sometimes they put the brakes on you, man. You might be using a lot of bandwidth, so
Mm,
they'll
yeah.
they'll slow you down a little bit.
So all
Yeah,
right.
we
So
gonna
listen, we got some. I mean, we have some guests on the panel today. My man Cooks 24, the podcast extraordinaire. This man is a podcast phenom, one of the most positive dudes I know, and always got the great guests, great content, and is a pro at his craft. Check him out on Instagram at Cooks 24 Podcast. And then, of course, to my left, my main co-host Stu Dog in the building, and a new guest we got. His name is Sever. It's spelled CVR down there. You see him down there in the Rorschach mask, looking all hip hop and comics. And that's my man. He's a very intelligent young brother. Wanted to bring him on, bring him into the mix, man, and get his point of view on some things. A younger point of view, because we all old heads in here. So we want some young
whoa,
intelligent.
whoa, 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 whoa.
Now,
Speak for
now
yourself,
don't
man. Y'all
don't
getting
don't
older.
don't
I'm
front.
getting better. Y'all
Don't
getting older. I'm
front.
getting better. I'm getting
I ain't
better. I
say
ain't getting older. I'm
I
getting
ain't
better.
say we getting worse, but we
I
get
like my
older.
gray hair.
We have more wisdom. We have more, we more seasoned. And
Oh,
I like
sometimes,
okay.
my
All right,
gray
all right. Well,
hair.
since you
yeah,
put it that way,
yeah,
since you put it
sometimes
that
it's
way,
good to hear that fresh perspective. What'd you
yeah,
say,
yeah.
Cook?
Well, we just
I said I like my gray hair.
Yeah, I love my grays, man. I love my grays, man. I like the little
hey, man.
patches.
Listen,
Hell
listen.
yeah.
There's nothing wrong with getting older, man. There's nothing wrong with being old, getting old. None of that, man. That's that's where it's at, man. I want to live
Exactly.
to be old. I want to get as old as I can get. You know what I mean? I want to take
Yeah,
it to the hill. I want to get old, old. Like, you know what I'm
whatever,
saying? You get
whatever
discounts and
God,
everything. The older you
whatever
get, the more discounts you get. You know what I mean?
whatever
I
the
want them
universe.
discounts, baby.
That's
I
right.
want
We
them
get the
discounts, baby.
AARP. You want the
Exactly. I want them
AARP?
discounts, baby. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to pay full price at IHOP. I want my pancakes half price.
I want that senior
Yeah,
citizen discount
yeah,
for
brother.
for a good minute, not just for 10 years, and then I go to an old folks home because I can't wipe my own ass. I ain't with that.
I
Ain't with
mean,
it.
well, they say, well, Reno, they say fire. The time is the fire in which we burn. So
Mm, mm,
everybody is older than somebody, and everybody's
right.
getting older every day, and somebody is always going to be older than you.
And
You will
40
always
is the
be
new
older than
30.
somebody. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? It seems like 20 is the new 40. With the way some
Right.
of these young
40 is the
cats
new.
looking now, the way some of these young cats looking now, she like 20 the new 40, bro. Nah,
Word up.
man. Shout out to the youth, man. Shout out to the youth.
Word.
Anybody that's young, but just remember, you ain't gonna be young forever, brother. You're not gonna be young forever.
Remember
So
that, because yeah,
have
man,
fun.
y'all
Have fun while you can. Have you some fun, cause I
Yeah.
did.
young
I
bulls
had
be
mad
forgetting.
fun. Yeah, have you
Word
some
up.
fun now, cause I damn sure had mine. I have no I'm not mad at anything, man. I had me some fun.
And please don't follow the trend. Don't follow the sheep. Don't go like Conway the Machine and wear a
Oh,
skirt.
don't say it.
Come
Oh
on, man.
yeah,
Whoa, what happened
they
with
trolled it.
Conway? What happened to
Conway
My
wore
man,
a
Conway?
my man
skirt. This
posting pictures of him wearing a
yeah,
skirt.
he wore a skirt while he
He
was
wore
doing a
the skirt.
concert somewhere this week.
Yo,
Yeah, and they
but check
trolled
it.
him.
He rocking
They
with
trolled
Rock
him.
Nation. You know what I'm saying? And Kanye had been known to, rock a kilt during that Watch the
Kanye
Throne
wore
tour.
a
So
kilt.
that's
That
the
is a
team. That's the
man's
team.
garment. A kilt is
That's
a
the
man's
team.
garment.
Yeah.
Kid
These
Cudi with
kids
them
out
too,
here
right?
wearing the ruffle skirts and all of that,
Yeah,
man.
Kid
That's
Cudi with them too, right? He was up in that dress on SNL. I mean, that's how their team rocks.
yeah, we know.
That's how they get their money.
Uh,
So
Mm,
what do
mm.
you expect?
Emasculating the black man has been an issue
I ain't got nah.
in this
Yeah,
country.
he right.
And we
He's
don't need
right.
no more of that.
Demasculating. He's right. The demasculation of the black man. He's right.
And that's an industry. That is an industry. And hey, again, that's Rock Nation. You know, they getting that paper.
Because you know what? If you listen, if you think about it, like he said, that is the thing, because you don't see that in no other genres. You don't see it in rock, alternative, none of that, bro. You don't see them wearing skirts and all that, man. You know what I'm saying? You might see the punk rockers wearing mascara, but that's what they do. You know what I mean?
But the reason is because hip hop is all the time youth oriented, and if you could influence the youth, then you are influencing the future generation of adults to where they could carry on whatever lessons that they learn in their youth to the next generation. So that's why propaganda is always targeted to hip hop.
I agree. I agree to an extent, but hip hop is more. You right to an extent. It is. It's aimed at the youth. I'm not gonna say youth orientated, but it's aimed at the youth. But
I mean, it was always a young man's
game. You gotta think about it like this. You gotta think about it now, because Chuck D was like 30 when they got on. He was like 30 when they came on.
But that was in the early years of hip hop.
Nah, no, it wasn't. No,
that was late.
That wasn't in the early years of hip hop.
Nah, the early years
was like early 90s. That was like late 80s, early 90s. Yeah, that was like early 90s when Chuck and them really
89, 90, 91.
Yeah, Chuck and them came out in the 80s, but they hit their stride in the 90s. Yeah, they hit their stride in the 90s.
That was what, 89?
That was their first album. That was like 88, 89. 89, matter of fact. Yeah, 88, 89. Might even be 87. But I'm going to tell you what, they didn't hit their stride until the 90s. When they came out with Fear of a Black Planet, that joint came out like 91. And that was like one of the most prolific rap albums we had ever heard, bro. I mean, we was like, yo, like, what is this? And who is these? Like, because when we heard of Public Enemy, because I'm gonna keep it a buck. When I heard Public Enemy, I seen him. Yeah, when I first heard Public Enemy, this is no lie. A lot of African Americans, the youth, people that was listening to rap real hard back then, we thought they were a rock group. No lie, because we had never heard of a rap group called Public Enemy. We was like, yo, what, they a rock group or something? And then they just came with how they came with.
And didn't they
came up with my Uzi Weighs a ton?
Nah, but
that was later on. That was later on when they toured with Anthrax. Yeah. When they toured with Anthrax, and that even pushed them to levels of stardom that got them in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Run DMC's lead with doing the Aerosmith joint, which put them over into the mainstream.
Yeah, it did. It really did.
Walk This Way was the first.
Yeah, that broke the barriers for them. It really
did. But that's way harder though. Big Four right there.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, but Public Enemy was always hard. And when you listen to Chuck was like 30 when he was in his 30s, bro. He was not. Kane and the rest of they were in their 20s and all that. But Chuck D was 30 something years old. I remember I read it in the source. They say he was 30 when they first started. When they got their first album done, they was 30. So by the time Yo Bum Rush the Show died out and Fear of a Black Planet, Chuck was like 34, something like that. He was pushing 40.
Yeah. I mean, it's always exceptions.
Huh?
Or like doctorate, like he went to a university, then he got
himself to college.
Then he decided to go and break into the music industry.
Mm-hmm.
I think he did both because he said, I watched an interview where he said he met Flavor Flav while he was in college, and Flav said the same thing. Flav said when I was in college, that's when I hooked up with them. So they were doing their thing in college, and they hooked up together. But
I can't see Flav.
That was
What was that?
Y'all good?
No, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, that was good.
Let me give a real quick shout out, man, to the people that are in the building right now. We got 8 people watching. Nobody has posted a comment yet, y'all. This is a live chat, so you guys chime in. Everybody that's watching right now, put your comments in the chat. We will converse with you. You know what I mean? Ask questions. You know what I mean? Make comments. And this is an interactive show, man.
Everybody. We interact with the chat, so don't be scared. Don't be shy. Yeah. You guys are part of the show. Yeah. Yes, sir. You guys are also part of the show.
8 heads, man. That's dope. The Oak Show, if anybody's ever seen Dodgeball.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the Ocho,
Yeah.
right.
The Ocho, yeah, the Ocho, yeah.
Oddball. Yeah.
Yeah. But
So,
but
nah,
back
go
to
ahead. Go ahead.
PEP. PE don't get no props. They never get any props when you talk about them as far as Chuck D's rhyming abilities and things of that nature because
What? Chuck influenced so many MCs. They get mad
he
props.
did.
They just got that Rock and Roll of Fame induction, right?
That's true.
Yeah, they just. But I'm saying they don't get it from us.
They don't get it from the street cats. Like, yeah, I know what you mean.
I give them love,
but
what? Yeah. I give them mad love. The cadence of Chuck D, like that fathered so many MCs.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, just the knowledge that he was dropping from just metaphysical to straight history that influenced so many different MCs after. You know what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely.
Nah, like they get that love off tops.
I mean,
they do, but a lot of guys, when you hear younger guys talk about hip hop, right? They talk about hip hop like anybody that came out in the 90s or whatever that, when it all, because hip hop ain't that old. Like people think hip hop is older than rock and roll. It's not. They talk about it like they talk about the cats that started it like they ancient or like they just don't have a voice in hip hop. So like,
yeah,
when
like them rappers, Cass and Busy B, like they're still kicking it right now, hanging out, kicking it. Not old dudes.
Rolling 100 Deep Cass was on that joint. Was he not?
When you listen to,
I don't. Chuck was on there.
Hip hop now. Chuck was on there. When you listen to hip hop now, don't just bob your head to the beat. You know what I'm saying? Listen to what them jokers is saying, and you hold them accountable for it.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's how you got to do. Like now, we just listen to them. We just bobbing our head to the beat, and we just doing this. We ain't doing nothing else, and we ain't listening to their lyrics. Listen to the lyrics. Yeah, listen to them lyrics and hold that MC accountable for what he said in that rhyme. You know what I mean? Because you can't talk about killing, but can't talk about the pain that come with it. You know what I mean? You can't talk about certain things, but don't talk about the repercussions of the things that selling drugs and using drugs. You can't talk about those.
Talk about how crack ravaged the community.
How it negative, right? It ravaged the community. Yeah. Can't talk about using drugs, but talk about how you can die from it or how you can,
you can't talk about drinking lean without talking about the fact that shit is an opiate and you're gonna go through withdrawals like a heroin.
Go through withdrawal, right? Yeah, you can't.
That's a fact.
Yeah, you gotta hold jokers accountable for their lyrics because you influencing a whole generation. Rap is the black CNN, keeping it a buck.
It's journalism straight up.
It's the urban
straight up.
Yeah.
If anything, that's why
they talk about it.
That's why I myself, as an MC, like I completely gravitated towards getting into journalism and doing articles and making sure that I got published in other ways other than just the ASCAP shit. Because to me, it's all about spreading the truth. If I decided to continue to go the college route and stuff like that, and you trying to be a cog in that wheel is usually gummed up with a lot of lies. Whereas if you decide to go and do journalism, that's where the truth is at. Right. So that's why I like to stay focused and off tops. And if these rappers over here just doing advertisements, it's just like it's like a 3 minute, less than that now because of attention spans, less than 3 minute commercial for drugs and just low chakra, low vibrational energy to consume the individual and to not be able to have them elevate and grow in their lifetime. So when it comes down to the music, you gotta it's the like what is it? It's the less than and greater than. And if you're gonna work on that greater than and you want to be equal to what would be greater than, you gotta go for the MCs over the rappers. That's a fact. You have to go for the masters of the ceremonies as opposed to people who are just in it for a hustle to make a couple of dollars.
And as a young rapper, I like to hear that because writing.
I'm an MC, I'm not a rapper.
Well, yeah, I should have said that. You're right, because you are MC, and as an MC, writing of any kind, journalism, novel, just writing. Period. Being a writer, cats really need to learn more about that. Learn about syntax. Learn about poetry. Learn about all this stuff. These rappers, these kids, they're not thinking about vocabulary, vernacular, grammar, none of that stuff. And
man, they get in the game and only been rapping for like a year. Like I just turned 26 today, and I've been rapping for about 15 years of my life. and writing for even longer than that. Before that, I would write short stories, things of that nature. You see what I'm saying? And I still get into that. I still dabble with it. So it's just like these rappers, they come in real quick, 3 months in, get in off of nepotism or something like their Little Yachty or their Future or somebody that they know that took pictures for somebody or somewhere else in the industry, took pictures, let me see, sung a little hook or did a little backing vocal or whatever. And they come in off of the merit of that, throw some auto-tune to mask their voice. They don't even use their real cadence. They have no confidence in what they actually have to say because they know what they're saying is bullshit and that it's not feeding any positivity. And then they go in, make a couple of dollars of change, blow that shit, and then they're back working at Walmart or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
On some dumb shit because they aren't even investing their money properly.
Well, do you feel like nowadays anybody can be a rapper because all you need is your smartphone? You could make a beat, you could upload your track, you could put it online, and millions of people can hear it.
But the issue is their substance. Is there substance?
Well, no, that's the problem because anyone can be a rapper. See, back in the day, the fans couldn't be rappers because they were just fans. Like to be a rapper, you had to get on. You had to have an A&R recognize you. You had to get your tape in a portrait. You had to go out.
You had to have local recognition. You had to have local recognition.
A whole following before you could even get on the stage. And you know what I mean? Nowadays, it's like any closet rapper who's never even been off the porch can just and put his little song out, and it ends up being like a chanting of like 3 words, some mumble bullshit, no lyrical content, no substance, means nothing, says nothing. You know, like my son, he's 17, and he's like, man, y'all always talking about lyrics, like you got to listen to it. And it's like, nah, you know what? It don't have to. It's got to be positive. It don't have to be a positive
thing. Yeah.
Something.
Like I said,
story.
Like I said earlier, Reno, don't just bob your head to the beat. Exactly. Listen to it and hold these jokers accountable for their work. Because I find it hard to believe that we had all those riots last year. We had all those insurrections, all that, and no rapper said nothing. They just sat back and watched. There were no songs. There were no cuts back. If that would have happened like 89, if that had happened from 80, if that had happened from the time rap started until, you know, like late 90s or that, man, listen, bro, they would have had it would have been some very creative lyricism.
But that's because they only talked about the things.
Put out a double album about that shit.
They only talked about the things where there's a brand to it. For example, BLM, that's a brand. When it came down to the COVID bullshit, everybody has something to say about COVID or a little witty one-liner about that bullshit because it's a brand. There's a patent on that. When it came down to the insurrection, there was no patent on that shit. And even though the insurrection was very infallible, to say the least, there's a lot of weird-ass shit about that. Nobody had anything to say about that because nobody's rocking a T-shirt on that. You know what I'm saying? But they'll be damn sure to go against, what is it? Like the dudes with the MAGA hats or whatever, because there's a brand attached to that.
And
you see what I'm saying? It's only it all has to do with branding.
No, that's a good point. See, that's why I brought this brother on here, man. Because
that's a good analogy.
I like that.
No, he right. Yeah, well, he ain't that young, man. You say he young, but he ain't that young. He lying when he say
he know jitterbug now.
He lying when he say 26. That's why he got that.
That's 26 today, man. He ain't 26. Come on, bro. I'm rising, man. I've lived a lot of lifetimes in this one. You feel me? A lot of lifetimes in this distance, bro.
Yeah, we all them types, man. We've been old and wise for many years, man. All of us. And Cooks, man, you down here quiet in the corner like you always do. And I know you got some booming wisdom right now.
You know what it is, Reno? You know what it is, Reno? Hey, Reno, you know why? Because Cooks is that dude that sit there and he know you lying.
He let you play yourself
and all that. Right? Let you play yourself and all that. Then he take you to court after that. Because he inspecting right now. Yeah, he inspecting. That's Inspector Cooks. He inspecting right now.
And he pretty telling the truth. I'm just listening. I'm not just listening. I mean, like, you know, like when somebody giving a point, you know, I like for them to finish it and give it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I'm still computing. You know what I'm saying? Because there's some stuff that y'all know are caught up on faster than me. Because you gotta know I'm down south. I'm the down south dude. You know what I'm saying? So it's like certain music I grabbed onto and certain music I grabbed onto late.
Right. No, that's
So
true because in the South, and I'm from Florida too. You know, I grew up in St. Pete, and in the South, we got shit very much, very late. Like New York had it, their stuff maybe a year before we really got into it in the South. Same with LA, you know what I mean? Like stuff came over, but it came over and down much later, and I didn't know it was still like that. I'm in Virginia now, but I guess not, nothing really changed. And that, our radio stations, we didn't in Florida, like where I was at, we didn't have no hip hop radio stations. It was the radio station played like the hits. It would
Y'all
be
didn't have
hip,
like
it would be rap
did y'all have
songs.
like a show? Did y'all have like a show? Because we had shows like you would like you could catch a show like we had Mr. Magic, Red Alert, Molly Mall.
Yeah, I mean there was
D.
one, there was a DJ, they have
We
a
had, like,
station, and they play the hits, the top 40 rap hits or the top 40 R&B hits or whatever. But you're not gonna hear him playing not even no Tupac. Like no real hip hop.
For myself, growing up into in the late 2000s, like when I got into like high school and I started like really just actually middle school to be honest. And I was over there, I had like a little boom box I got from like the dollar store or something, and I had to go and I had to tune it to 93.5 K-Day, which is an infamous hip hop station that was known for breaking like Ruthless Records. They broke like Exhibit. No, actually, he got broke over in New Mexico, as a matter of fact. But they like Kid Frost, like a lot of West Coast legends. And I'd have to sit over there. I would sit over there for like hours trying to adjust the antenna and everything in the middle, because if I turned this to like Power 106 or something like that, or 92.3, that was claiming that they were hip hop, they would just play top 40.
Right.
I'd hear pop records on there and everything. I'm like, what? This isn't hip hop. So I'd have to tune it, or I'd have to wait like on those school nights. You know what I'm saying? Next day I have a test or whatever. But I'm waiting until like 11 p.m. at night to hear the wake up show back before Sway.
We had a college radio station.
Right. Now they always rocked out. Yeah. Because we got one in my area.
1 a.m. Bro, it was like 1 or 3 a.m. or something like that. It was like 1, 2, 3 in the morning. They would come on and do a hip hop show.
Yes.
It was 88.
We got one in my area.
Something like that. The college.
Yeah, we got one in my area. 1033. We got one in my area. 1033 Princeton. And now Princeton is well known. That college radio station is well known for dropping hip hop and all that. They've been known for that for a long time. They've been doing it for a long time, years, bro. Years since the early 90s. They've been doing it. Right. And they like well known 1033 in Princeton. You can look them up. Yeah, but it's just random though the way they do it. But
yeah, Cooks, what you were saying, man. Continue what you were saying, bro.
Oh, basically, well, really, to grab a hold to what Stu was saying just a few seconds ago, like, you know what I'm saying, like, because you from Jersey, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Like, straight up.
So, like, you from Jersey, and then I'm from Alabama. So, like, the reason why I say I had to grab hold, because, like, you say you had, like, people I was listening to, you was growing up around. You know what I'm saying? Right, Latifah, Redman, Naughty, you know what I'm saying, and so forth and so on. And I was just seeing them on BET and VH1 and the music box and all that. But then we didn't have no regular artists like right there straight from where we at. Like, as far as me concerned, Alabama, like we didn't have that artist that we could just grab a hold to and just roll with them and ride with them, because everybody love how they
sound. Wait a minute, Cooks, y'all had the clips down there. You from Virginia? We say you from Virginia?
He's in Alabama. I'm in Virginia.
I'm in Alabama.
Down in the south.
Like we had 3-6, right? Y'all had 3-6 down that way, right?
That's another state. That's another state.
Alabama, yeah. Who's the rapper from Alabama?
Yo, you guys got Yellow Wolf. You guys got Jackie Chain.
But they came. Right now.
That's later.
They didn't. You see, they came.
See, in the early days, I couldn't think of
early 90s. Yeah, I can't think of no one early 90s.
I couldn't think of nobody.
You know what I'm saying? Like from 80 to 90, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm 1980 born. So I didn't really start grabbing hold of music till I was in 86, 87, 88. Then when the 90s came, like there wasn't, the only
it wasn't MC Breed. Wasn't MC Breed from what about MC Breed? Wasn't he from Alabama?
Northern California. Because he influenced
West.
Yeah.
He's from Northern Cali?
Yes, sir.
And CS7, where you at right now? You're in Cali, right?
I'm from Cali, but right now I'm over here in the Midi.
Okay.
Chilling, you know what I'm saying? Way lower price, you know what I mean? But I see you up in the DMV, man. I'd love to move out there. Oh, Tosh.
Okay.
Yo, I want to say what's up to my man Jim Me in the chat right now. Jim Me came on.
Jim Me.
Listen, man.
That's my
Jim
boy.
Me
I'm about to
we was live on Instagram doing the comic auction, and Jim Me popped in there, and I see him in the chat, and I was like, "Yo, send the request," and I brought him in there live, bro. Jimmy was in that bitch live, bro, getting faded, bro, and his English ain't that bad. Like we carried on a convo, so we need Jimmy on the show on the Fullblast artist showcase, man, to have a talk, man, because he can talk, man.
Oh, we're gonna get him a Jimmy. We're gonna get you on there,
bro.
We're gonna get you on there. And when me and Jimmy drop our video, it's gonna be nothing but haters out there. They're gonna be hating.
We was on there freestyling, bro. He was freestyling, throwing in little, and I could, he's speaking in German when he rap, but I hear him say, Sixth Element. You know what I'm saying? I hear him like say little shit, and I know he freestyling, man. He was getting busy, man.
Jimmy, that's my boy, man. I like Jimmy, man. Jimmy bought the heat, man. Don't sleep on Jimmy. Don't sleep on Jimmy. That's my boy right there. We're gonna do a video together. I'm coming to Germany. We're gonna knock that out, baby. We're gonna knock that out. I mean, I would bring you over here, but America a little crazy right now. It's a little crazy here right now. They might try to deport you, Jimmy.
He been over here, but he said, man, COVID, ain't nobody moving.
Nah, ain't let nobody. Yeah. We're gonna have to make a coronavirus rap. Speaking of that, when they did the coronavirus rap, best coronavirus verse out there, Onyx, Federal Star, best coronavirus rap.
Man, I seen a fireman do he redid like Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with, but he was like Wuhan flu ain't nothing to fuck with or some shit. I mean, he broke it down, bro. He got busy. I was like, wow, he did it on the Wu-Tang beat and shit.
Yo, man, I gotta give it the terminology in Static Selector with that quarantine EP.
That was hot. That was hot. Yeah, that was hot. That was hot.
That and what is it? The serial killers. Derek, Exhibit, and Be Real. Derek had this one joint. I believe it's
serial.
Yeah, I believe his name is Derek or Dimrick. I'm not really too sure.
It's Dimrick.
Dimrick. Okay, thank you. Yeah, because dude gave a shout out to where I used to skate on the Crenshaw Strip over there. Whenever on Sundays when they have the little car shows every single Sunday, he was talking about how Wuhan got them all in check. And I was like, yo, like Dimrick was on point with that serial killers. Yeah, like they on point. All tops.
They haven't dropped. I think they dropped the album not too long ago. Serial killers.
Word.
I got a couple of their joints, man. That they dropped, man. But Dimrick is supposed to be, the whole premise behind that group was to promote Dimrick. It was supposed to. That was like the way to get him out there. You know what I mean? Like promote his sound and just him as an MC.
Yeah, my ears are.
I'm waiting for him to drop. Yeah, I'm waiting for him to drop a solo joint. But I like the serial killer stuff. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yo, y'all gonna have to put me on the Earthworm Jim off tops though.
On who?
Earthworm Jim, the dude y'all was just talking about.
Jim Me.
Yeah, the dude. Yeah, y'all gonna have to put me on off tops. Send me the link.
We're gonna send you the link. We'll hook you up with Jim Me. Jim Me is the man. Jim Me is the man. Okay, it's just joint. Jim Me serious, man. Yeah, he get busy in German for real, man. He get busy. You know what I mean? I can't recite the lyrics, but he be getting busy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know.
Sniping him, blitzkrieging him. He blitzkrieging him right now. You know
Yo, British Sterling in the building. Salute British Sterling.
Shout out British.
Yeah, that's the homie right there, man. That's him. So, Cooks, tell us about him.
Well, for everybody that's listening right now, British Sterling, right there in the chat, he's the one that is I've been talking to here and there that if y'all have been seeing Peace Walk 2021, and he is walking across America for peace, and he's getting ready to approach the desert area soon. So if anyone would like to, see what he's talking about and let him tell his story to you, or you want
Shoot
to
him
see where
some
he
water
about, check
too.
out his page and shoot him some water and stuff like that. He can tell you better than I can. Or go to British versus Sterling on Instagram, or go to British Malone on Facebook. Go to this page and you can see all his links and wherever. Or I'm trying to introduce him to you, Stu, and you, Six Element. And I would like for y'all guys to also talk with him so y'all can ask him the questions that y'all would like to ask and
Yeah.
get the full story yourself.
Oh
Right.
yeah,
Right. Yeah. I
definitely.
definitely love to have him
Yeah,
on.
word up. Word is bone. Yeah, word is bone.
British,
Yeah.
I think I hit you on Instagram. I think I did. I did. And yeah, we definitely gonna set it up, man. We're gonna schedule that for real.
And
Because
hey,
that's
British,
crazy. I mean,
put your
go ahead.
hey British, put your put all your tags in the chat, British, so people can see. That way, because he good at that stuff. Do
Yeah,
that, yeah.
yeah, yep. We
He
got
get it.
12 heads in here right now. Everybody listening, man. Everybody that's in here, man. British Sterling. This man is doing on some Forrest Gump shit. Like remember Forrest ran across the whole country? My man is walking from Florida to Washington State. I don't even like walking to the corner store. So that is some real,
He actually
you
headed
know
to
what I
Man.
mean?
Vancouver.
Well, you
He
tell
headed to
British Sterling if
Vancouver.
he do it in the summer, I might
He's
go
doing
with
it
him.
right now.
Yeah.
He's doing it
He
right
doing it
now.
right now.
I'm
He doing
getting
it
ready to
right
go
now.
join him. Where is he at? I'm getting ready to fly out there and join him. Yeah.
He in he in the desert now, you said, right? So where's he at?
Right now he in
So he probably
Oklahoma.
that would be like Oklahoma, Wyoming.
Yeah, he's in Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, Nevada, or something like that. Yeah.
That's where he's
This,
at
this
in
Man,
OK right now.
he
from what
going.
I'm
Check
getting,
this out.
go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
Go
No,
ahead.
you talking. You got it. Okay.
I appreciate you, sir.
He in
Oh, go ahead.
Oklahoma. He go I that lag. He going from Oklahoma, Oklahoma City, the top of Texas, through Arizona. He coming up through Cali, and the finish line is gonna be Vancouver.
Right.
Wow.
And he says he's in
Wow.
Okmulgee, Oklahoma right now.
And
Okmulgee.
he started in Florida, came through Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, Mississippi, Louisiana, Arkansas. Now he in Oklahoma.
Oh, wow.
I find it fascinating, like how much hope this man actually has because of what he's walking for. I mean, I heard once that like Forrest Gump in the film, he wasn't walking for peace. You know what I mean? He was walking
Right.
mostly to find himself. I heard the musician Mike Posner a couple years ago, he did a walk as well too, starting from Michigan, and he was doing it because he was trying to find himself as well after he lost his father. So for this individual to actually be walking for a selfless and
For others.
altruistic matter, that's a lot to say, especially in 2021 when a lot of people are mostly built and delving into their human selfish needs as opposed to looking outside themselves and
Right.
servicing the refracted mirror that is in others,
Mm-hmm.
reflecting only themselves. So I salute that man from what I'm hearing, but I definitely would I'm looking into tuning in to the interview that you're gonna be rocking with Cooks. You know what I mean when you rock with dude.
I'm passing
Yeah.
them to. I want Six Element and Stu Dog. I want them to interview them. I'm gonna make sure that happen too, because I can't wait to hear what y'all gonna ask. Because I know y'all got some great stuff and breakdown. I just can't wait. I can't wait for it to happen.
Cool. Yeah, absolutely, man.
Yeah.
I
Where's
can't
mom?
wait for it to happen.
You're with it,
I
man.
mean,
With it.
yeah, you might as well jump on. You might as well be on with us, man.
Well, see, me and him done talk so I'll be on, but me and him done talk so much. It's like
Right.
Yeah, I
because
see what you mean. Yeah.
he want to spread the message, and you know what I'm saying. Y'all two.
Yeah.
This group is great at spreading the word out.
Right.
You know what I'm
Getting it
saying?
right. Absolutely. So that's what's up, man.
Yeah. Speaking of that, Cooks, I got something for you, man. And I just need to know y'all. Matter of fact, all three. I just need to know you guys' opinion on this. 10 Marvel characters that have the same powers as the Avengers. I'm gonna ramble them off, and I just want to know what y'all think.
All right.
Gentle of the X-Men, Reno.
Yeah.
White Tiger,
Mm-hmm.
Norman Osborn as the Iron Patriot.
Mm-hmm.
Moonstone of the Thunderbolts. Atlas We all know he resembles Giant Man. We all know that. We all know he's like a Giant Man type thing. Mach X of the Thunderbolts, and then we got Crimson Dynamo, the Red Guardian
as the Captain America.
Yeah, yep. Beta Ray Bill.
As your Thor.
And now I'm gonna say Spider-Man, but only because there's so many different versions of Spider-Man. You just gotta pick your flavor. You know what I mean?
Give it to Anya.
Yeah. So you just gotta pick your
Aranya.
flavor. Yeah, you gotta pick your flavor when it comes to Spider-Man. What's your guys' thoughts on that?
Would it be an Avengers team, a possible one?
You could, but I'm just saying, like when you think about it, there's a lot of similarity in like Gentle. Let's take Gentle of the X-Men. He has the same powers and the curse almost similar to the Hulk. Like he's pretty much
right
another version of the Hulk. Like he can change his size, his muscle mass, and things like that. Yeah. But the bigger he gets, the stronger he gets, the more control he loses over his psyche. So he can't, so the stronger he is, the less control he has. I mean,
what was you about to say, Cook?
I'm still registering it because I'm still registering it because that was a whole lineup. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
so, all right, what exactly are you asking about it though? About those? Because I agree that those all have the powers of the Avengers.
Now, do you think that being as that they all are kind of like the Avengers, that we will see the Thunderbolts? One.
Oh yeah.
And two.
Hell yeah, especially
okay.
Once Suicide Squad is successful in the box office, they're gonna shoot the shot for Thunderbolts. Well, Disney is going to shoot that shot.
Yeah, and Dark Avengers. And Dark Avengers.
And I was gonna bring that up too. Because a lot of people I named are either a Thunderbolt, a Dark Avenger, or an X-Men, which is the things we're missing from the Marvel universe. So like we still got characters that are similar to the Avengers that can hit the MCU. And those are just to name a few.
I see what you're saying.
But they just haven't bought them yet.
Well,
so
they are, and they are, basically replacing, the MCU, the characters. And it's a funny thing that you mentioned that because I was just reading an article today about how I guess it was Matt Damon actually that said it, but that leading men are not what's driving movies anymore. You don't go see a movie now because such and such is in it. You go see it because of whatever franchise that you love that it's about, or whatever prequel or sequel or trilogy, these franchises. And like Robert Downey Jr., his character as Tony Stark, anyone with wit could have played that character. It didn't have to be Robert Downey Jr. and it still would have been a great movie. Now RDJ killed it. I wouldn't want that it had happened. And then you have, but like Hugh Jackman, for instance, he became Wolverine, his Hugh Jackman Wolverine, but he's also that leading man type. I think that what MCU is going to start to do, I know Cooks, I know you know where I'm going, but listen, what the MCU, now can we have this discussion before? Like he want Hugh Jackman back, and I want a new Wolverine that's more.
This is let me throw this in. This is like when Stu go off about the Black Album. This is what continue. Go ahead, man.
Okay, but that's legitimate. This is my Black Album. I got a legitimate argument about the Black Album.
I got a legitimate argument about Wolverine. I got a real legitimate argument about Wolverine, but we not gonna go there right now. I'm not going there. I'm just saying how the leading man, it's good to bring in unknowns that can play the part really well, so that we have the character that I don't have to think about. Is it Superman or is it Tom Cruise? You know what I mean? Right. Whoever. So bringing in unknowns that are really talented to play these characters is definitely it's where they're going, and it's the way to go. It's what they've kind of been doing, but you know what I mean? Like bringing known faces in, it's extra money they don't got to spend because they don't have to pay a leading man millions of dollars now. So they're saving money. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna be more new actors, more unrecognizable faces, and that's what Matt Damon he was talking about, because he's like the last one. He's like his generation is like the last of the leading men actors. You know, that sort of generation when movies were based on who the actor was in the movie. And I never thought about this. That's why it's crazy to me. I was just reading it today. I never thought about that. How, you know, we used to go to movies based on who's in it. You know, like this next such and such film. And it hasn't been like that in a while.
That's true.
It's been
Michael Keaton did Batman, yeah. Christopher Reeve, Superman.
Right.
You know, we went because of that, yeah. It was always somebody, you're right.
Right.
Well, what just occurred at Disney with Scarlett Johansson, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, these actors and actresses are a little bit more entitled these days with their paychecks, so they'd rather spend that franchise money on an unknown because they'll be more hungrier and able to work at a different commission rate.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. Well, people just, you know what it is? The big name actor, or like you said, leading men, it's a dead thing, man, because you would have some movies that would have that, and then it would be a flop. And then the studio spent all this money, they did all this work, and then they're like, well, wait a minute, we had a big name like such and such, and we didn't even regain the money we spent on the movie. You know, so now people want quality movies over a big name. That's what they want now. I mean, I think they've been wanting it for years, but Hollywood is just now starting to listen because a lot of people are like, well, I don't want to see it. And now you can stream. You know, you got, you know, people watching Cody and all that. Now Joe could be like, well, I don't go to movies. I'm just going to stream it. And then they say, oh, it was trash. It was garbage. So, you know, you can kill a movie before it even hit. You know, before it hit anywhere. Cooks is laughing because he done it. Yeah, Cooks laughing because he did it. Cooks killed a couple movies before they hit mainstream.
I'm sorry.
Yo, got the P89 on you, huh?
I'm an internet surfer, man. I be surfing the internet, man. You know what I mean? You know, I don't want to say too much, but I be surfing. I be, you know, when I see something I can see, I just go on and see it, and then I leave it. You know.
Okay. Well, yeah. Well, the reason why I brought those names up is because a lot of those names are either Dark Avengers or Thunderbolts. We just got another hint with the Shang-Chi movie where they were saying how they linked it to Iron Man because everybody was just trying to figure out where that fits in with the MCU, and Iron Man is the link to the Shang-Chi. The Shang-Chi movie.
Right. The 9 Rings. Remember the terrorists?
Yes.
Remember the first movie? Like the flag with the rings on it? Yeah, it was like the terrorist cell or whatever. Yeah, that's the same.
That's the same one, yeah.
9 Rings or whatever. Yeah, man.
Yeah, then we just
in the book of Master of Kung Fu, they got a Fu Manchu as his father. Are they still going to do that with the film? Does anybody know that?
I don't know, but that's a good question.
Yeah, his dad.
Because would Fu Manchu today be considered as like a racial epithet?
Right, they're not. Yeah, they're no,
they
are.
Might be trying to stay away. They're trying to stay away from that.
They're trying to avoid that. Fu Manchu, they're not doing that. Yeah.
So are they? So is the Mandarin even going to be the villain then? Because then wouldn't that be considered a racial epithet, even though that's just a language? He's just calling it. His name is just a language.
Yeah, I mean, but he can still be the Mandarin because anyone, you know, that, you know, you could say a person is, you know, like if a guy, you know, in China to the Cantonese people, the guy that comes over, they'll be like, yo, that's the Mandarin. It's just, you just saying that person is of that culture, whatever. So it's not really an epithet, but they are using it.
So then would Fu Manchu be in it then? Are they gonna rock with Fu Manchu? That's
it's gonna be, you know, it'll be the Mandarin, but it ain't gonna be, you know, they're just not going to use that name or whatever, Fu Manchu and all of that. But the Mandarin is, you know, because like they teased us with the Mandarin in the Iron Man 3 crap when they gave us, you know, when your boy played, you know, the fake version of him or whatever. Ben Kingsley, right. And he killed that shit. But still, we was mad we want the Mandarin.
Word.
So, yeah, they're going to give us the Mandarin this time. I don't know how, you know.
That, Reno, people was mad. Like,
man,
I got a cousin, right? We'll talk, like, if we talk about the MCU, we bring it up. That is the one thing, I don't care what movie we talk about, he always bring up that Iron Man movie with the Mandarin.
Yeah.
Like he was mad. Like he was legitimately mad about the whole thing, the way it all went down. Like he said if he wouldn't have paid good money, he said I'd have walked out of the movie theater on that, man. He said, but I was upset. He said I was upset, man.
They try to do too much because they fuse the extremist storyline with Demon in a
Yes, I
bottle
say that
and
all the
then try to
time.
throw in Mandarin. Like that's 3 different
I say that all the time. That's 3 different storylines. I say
and
that
they
all the time.
didn't fully flesh out any of the stories. Like they could have made a great movie about extremists. That's a dope story.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, and then they threw in Armor Wars 2 in that one. That was 4 storylines.
Yeah,
it was a little bit of everything. Yeah,
and they do that though. I mean, a lot of their movies have pieces from different storyline, and because they don't want to just tell the one story because there's so much rich
content.
And some, everyone didn't read every story, so they want like the fan of that story that they know that about Iron Man to be like, oh yeah, I like, that's that part, and a fan of a different storyline who read that part, he can like it too. You know what I mean? So it's something for everybody that knows about the character. So. But speaking of movies, wait, who is this? I'm sorry, y'all. Speaking of movies, man. Oh, Cooks, what's up?
No. Well, the most famous movie we had where that happened is Vampire Hunter D. Even though it's an anime, people won't consider it a movie, but that was the most famous depiction of a movie that mixed too many storylines, and it just got like when you watch the original Vampire Hunter D. I'll say the first half hour, 45 minutes, you like, yo, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. And then the story go left because they started adding in things from other storylines to try to fit all the content in. And they didn't have to do that. They could have came out with another one. But when they came out with the second Vampire Hunter D movie, it was original. They stuck with one story and people loved it. It's actually hailed as better than the first one, like way better than the first one. They actually, talk about that more than they ever did the first one.
Right, man. I'm all right. So I wanted to show this Venom trailer, man. Have y'all seen the new Carnage joint?
No, sir. We'd like to. Yeah, no, sir. We'd like to, but I'd like to.
Hook me up. Too.
Hook me up,
sir. Gonna be crucial, bro. So I'm gonna run that joint right now. Go ahead.
Hey, hold up. Before you do that, I just want to ask each. I'm gonna ask each and every one of y'all right quick. This is a mutant question. What have y'all seen, or have you seen where they put Henry Cavill in the cyborg uniform?
Nah.
No, I haven't seen that.
Okay. Well, there's a picture floating around, and you can probably search for it after we watch this of Henry Cavill in the new cyborg look. There's a possibility. Could be
as what cyborg Superman.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say cyborg. I meant to say Cyclops.
Oh, Cyclops.
I was really confused. I'm like,
yeah, because I was like, cyborg Superman.
Oh, my apologies.
Henry Cavill, Henry Cavill. Nah, but I did hear him saying something about wanting to jump into as many franchises as he can.
Okay.
He might as well. There's no more leading men. With no more leading men, he might as well.
Right. And I would like for if you don't mind, one of y'all, I know y'all close to the computers, check it out and see if you can find that picture of where it's a certain producer, and he put, he kind of like put it together. You know what I'm saying? And it looked pretty good to me when I saw it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. All right.
Speaking of that, they just approved Michael B. Jordan to play. You know who? HBO Max.
Alzad.
Oh,
yes, sir. Alzad. Yes, sir. It just got approved. Alzad is coming. Alzad is coming. It's a real thing. It's been approved by HBO. Michael B. Jordan confirmed it. It's in the works. To actually, I don't know how far along in the works they are, but it's going to be a thing. It's going to be. They said it's going to be like a mini series. They're going to drop or something like that, and then they're gonna. I guess they're gonna see where they can take it from there. But
that should be the film. Because I heard that they were going to do what's it called? They were going to revamp Clark Kent as an Afrocentric male. I'm just like, dude, like they should just do the Valzad film.
Well, that's how it came about. Yeah, that's how it came about. Yeah, somebody was thinking like you was. Michael B. Jordan jumped in and said, "Look, you already have a African American Superman. on a different Earth. Now remember, DC just linked. Remember, DC just linked their whole universe, cinematic, comic, and everything in one giant universe. So now Warner Brothers is like, look, you can do it. You don't have to recast anybody. We already have a whole storyline for a Black Superman. Just do it. Do the material. Yeah, you don't have to say, well, this is, there's another Earth where this exists. Right. Because on that Earth, Brainiac is like his assistant. He's real close friends with Wonder Woman, and Wonder Woman is Black also on that Earth. Yeah. But here's the kicker. On that Earth, he is president of the United States.
No, that's a different Superman. That's Calvin.
Oh, that is Calvin. Yeah, that is Calvin.
Yeah. And then they got Sunshine Superman as well too, with the afro, man. I took the hat off and the mask, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but the two that's the most famous is the Val-Zod and the Kal-El one, the one that's the president. Those are the two most famous ones that we've seen that everybody like kind of gravitated towards when it came to those Supermen. And even with Wonder Woman, the Amazonian Wonder Woman, people are gravitating towards that now too. Yeah. Like they really like
Nubia,
that.
Off top.
Yeah, Nubia. Yeah, they love it.
Yo, the bait and switch that DC did after Death Metal, and how they made it to where Nubia is the new Wonder Woman, but then Bendis took over Justice League and he's writing Hippolyta as the stand-in with the team. And then if you go into the Wonder Woman current main series, it's Wonder Woman, and then for the B-side story, they got Young Adventures of Young Diana. Then you got the Wonder Girl series, which is amazing.
Wonder Girl series, yes.
Just Yar. And there's no B story. There's no Nubia at all. She's just there as a side character, but that technically is the new Wonder Woman. I was looking at the joint that they had for the Asian Pacific Islander month, the AAPI joint, and then they had Nubia come in as a token character with Batman and Superman. And I'm like, why are they doing this to this woman? Like, this woman is Wonder Woman's sister. Give her some respect.
They did the same thing to Finn in Star Wars. Yeah, that's what they did with Finn in Star Wars.
They did with Finn in Star Wars.
They promoted Finn. They put him all over the poster. He was in the trailer. The trailer was about him.
Lightsaber. He had Luke's saber, man.
Word. We was like, oh, he's about to be a Jedi. Like, yo, and then by the end of the third movie, he was just like yelling out Rey's name and shit, like barely in the movie.
Well, he's supposed to be. I read an interview where they said he was supposed to tell Rey he was force sensitive, but every time he tried, he got cut off in the movie. Like the one part where he was like, Rey, I had to tell you something, and then they cut him off. They said that he was supposed to tell Rey that he's, he think he's force sensitive, and they just never. He never got the shot to do it.
Yeah.
So they David Ayered him. Cut his scene.
Yeah.
Hit him like Jared Leto.
Yep.
They did him dirty. They did him dirty.
Salute to Al Mega in the building. Shout out Wepa, Al Mega in the house.
Wepa, Al Mega in the house.
And I gotta say what's up to my man. It's crazy because when you came on with the Rorschach mask, I thought about who did I think about, Stu? He been on this show. Only other dude to wear a mask on the show.
Oh, what's it? I forget his name. I know you're talking about, man. He
Vigilante
was smooth too.
Williams.
Vigilante was smooth.
Williams. He just popped in the chat and said, "I like."
He popped in the chat.
He said, "I like the Rorschach mask."
Yo, salutations, man. What's good? You know the deal, man. You know the deal.
Yeah, he said, "I like the Rorschach." So Vigilante Williamson, check him out on YouTube. He wears the mask too on you. Not a Rorschach mask, but he came on and he had the mask on too.
Yeah. He got more like a Robin mask. He got more like a Robin.
Yeah, he had like a Robin, like a
like a Nightwing type joint. But now we talking about movies. Suicide Squad.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna run this trailer and then we're gonna talk.
You gonna run the trailers and we gonna talk about it?
Run the trailer, then we're gonna talk about Suicide Squad.
Yeah, I got some
juicy trailer right here.
I got some juicy tidbits.
Let there be carnage, y'all. We got juicy tidbits coming up.
I want to see it. I haven't seen it. So I'm kind of hyped right now because I haven't seen it.
Get ready.
I'm kind of hyped.
Get ready.
Y'all check this joint out, man. We're gonna play this trailer. Then we're gonna come back and talk some Suicide Squad. Here we go.
Play it live. Play it live.
In this world. All I ever wanted in this world.
Wait, we might have technical difficulty here. No, that
All
ain't
I ever
good. There we go.
all I ever wanted in this world is carnage.
Lady, we should be out there snacking on bad guys. I am a predator. I need to be free.
You have got to get control of your aggression, or you will get hauled off into Area 51. You live in my body. You live by my rules.
I'm sorry. I don't know what came over me. Please let me fix it so I can play it again. You are a loser.
Eddie Brock, I want to give you my story. People love serial killers.
Cletus, why me?
What's mine is yours, and what's yours is mine. I have tasted blood before, and that is not it. All I ever wanted in this world is carnage. I'm not a crazy man. I am a vengeful one.
Oh, shit!
Whoa, where you going?
That is a red one.
You need to come out right now. I will let you eat everybody!
Promise.
I promise!
Oh, yeah.
Betty, you feel like home to me. Like family.
Oh, wow.
You could just say, I'm happy for you.
That was going to be us.
I am happy for you.
No.
God, I'm so sorry.
Not sorry.
This dude needs some serious couples counseling.
Man, what do y'all think?
Disappointed. I'm disappointed.
I don't understand how. I don't want to see. I don't get how he became Carnage, but
yeah, and you know, his hair wasn't as red as it should be, and Carnage's teeth are white, not black, but like all that shit is, you know, I think it. I don't know, looks good.
For me, the big deal with it is like y'all see me, man. You know what I mean? I've had this for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Before the first movie dropped, all that, Venom has been my favorite comic book character since I was like 5 years old watching the Spider-Man.
Get in line. Hey, get in line, brother. Get in line. That's all I can tell you. Yeah, get in line.
And the deal is like when I went to go and see the film, and I was excited. I'm like, yo, they got McFarlane's creation right here on the big screen. This is the dude, you know what I mean? They got the Clintarian, the symbiote, you know what I mean? The homie that ain't gonna leave you out to drive and turn on you, you know what I'm saying? And I'm looking at this, I'm like, this is a goddamn comedy. I don't want a comedy. Like, I love Tom Hardy. I like what he did with Bane. I like what he did with Mad Max. I like what he did with Capone. This over here, like, why is it a comedy? This is about a failed journalist who essentially, you know what I mean? He can't rub two coins together in his pocket, not a nickel and a nail, you know what I'm saying? And he has it rough, and his complete drive is vengeance. He screws everything up that he touches, but it's not funny. It's supposed to be dark, cynical, and that's not what I get from Tom Hardy's Venom. And I'm looking at this trailer, and I'm not even like, this is the first time I've seen this trailer, and I don't look at trailers and nothing like that, but I peeped it, and I'm just like, yo, like, here we go again with the little jokes. Like, I'm not with it. Like, even Donnie Cates' run right now currently, well, that just ended. It had elements of humor, but it was a serious story about toxic relationships and about what could happen if a person has literal separation anxiety. not one of the old Venom storylines from the 90s, but like literal separation anxiety in a codependent relationship. And this isn't what I'm getting here, and this definitely isn't what I got in the past film as well. So I don't know about this. You know what I mean? I'm a peep it because, you know, I'm a brand loyalist. I'm loyal to the character. I respect Venom. Like, I got this shit tatted on my chest. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, man, my expectations are low.
You know, you sound like Stu talking about Punisher on Netflix.
Whoa. Because I'm right about Punisher, man. Punisher's violent, bro. Like, listen, I don't want to see.
I thought Punisher was
Frank
dope
Castle
on Netflix for what it was, and the actor that played it killed it. But you're right; it could have been. I mean, it's the Punisher.
Should have been.
Could have been way more.
It's supposed to be violent, man.
Now,
we spent hours.
Was it like Punisher Born?
It was boring as hell. We spent
was
episodes.
It like Punisher Born?
Was it like Punisher?
What you said boring or born?
Born. It's a Garth Ennis line from the Marvel Max line, and it just like reviewed his time up in Vietnam.
Oh, Punisher.
No, like that?
No. It was nothing like that. It was basically what it was Frank Castle running around, moping and crying over his wife and daughter that got killed, and he just spent most of the time just moping and crying and doing all these investigations like he Batman. They go kill the dude that
was doing a lot of
people that was responsible. That was
that's Microchip's job.
Punisher don't right. Punisher don't do that. Punisher suit up. He gear up. All right, he kicking the door, waving the 4-4, and do what he got to do.
Yeah. No primo
man.
Ask questions later.
Exactly. No primo beat. Straight up, man. And you got him running around crazy doing investigations. He all in his feelings. Come on, man. That's not the Punisher.
Was there even a microchip? Because that would be his job on a detective tip, you know what I'm saying? So was there even a chip?
No.
Wow.
No. They introduced him. They introduced it, but it didn't go where it was supposed to go.
Right.
It don't represent Punisher in my eyes. And I really wish Hollywood would stop it and just give us a violent Punisher movie.
And I like what he's saying though about Venom in that same way, because if you're sticking to the content, like we always say, why don't they just pull from the comics? That's the best. You know, they got the content already. Just use it. But they are, you know, it's Sony. You know what I mean? They're trying to make a movie that everyone,
family friendly,
of all ages. You know,
man, forget that. All the fans gonna come watch it no matter what. And then the people that ain't fans gonna come watch it with the people that are fans, and you gonna get your blockbuster. I mean, come on, man. Like, give more people. Yeah, the more it is, the closer it is to the content of the original, of the original source, the better it is. I mean, come on, Hollywood can't do it
for the fans and for the people that love those characters. But they know
we have no faith in Hollywood.
They know that they can make the movie for the rest of the United States, and the fans are going to come anyway just because of the name and the character, the visual.
I was hurt when that first film came out and no brains were eaten on the screen, and I walked out. I was like, wait, I thought this film was supposed to be restricted, and I found out that they made some changes a week prior to releasing the film, and they threw it on a PG-13 joint.
Wow.
I was like,
I'm gonna do you one better. I was upset when there was no Spider-Man. They showed us no origin of Venom's origin and where he came. Right, where he came from. There's no spider on his chest. There's no nothing. It was just like they gave a brief. They dove briefly into the story of how Venom got to Earth, but didn't go all the way into it.
Yeah, no, when I was seeing the very first trailers, when we seen the first teasers and trailers to the first Venom, I knew Spider-Man wouldn't have nothing to do with it. And I felt the same way. I was like, man, I don't know.
Right.
You know, it's kind of like how they did the Joker. It's like how they did the Joker.
Yeah, the Joker,
no Batman, no nothing.
No Batman, no nothing, right? But Reno, Spider-Man didn't have to be in the movie. You could have did a flashback, show Spider-Man with the shuttle, saving it, J. Jonah. I mean, they mentioned all the people. Because that's another movie they mixed up. Because that was supposed to be Venom's origin plus separation anxiety.
Right.
And now we're moving into Maximum Carnage. I mean, come on, like, they mixed two different storylines in that first movie.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't
what they do. That's what they do. Like I said, they do that because every fans that read this part or that book. Some people read the Ultimate Universe and they didn't read the other stuff. So they try to throw parts from all the different eras and all of that.
Into there.
Yo, if they did Ultimate Carnage though, you'd have Gwen Stacy. That should be ill.
Say what?
Gwen Stacy Carnage in the Ultimate Universe under Bendis, and that would be super ill.
That would be dope.
They could do it.
Word.
That would be dope. We would love that, man. But let it be up to Hollywood, and we'll never get it. We'll never get it if it's up to Hollywood. So
Jimmy says, oh wait, Al said say better. We got somebody that in the Crusader that's already watched it, and they said that it is better than the first one. So
okay,
let's hope so.
We need his number. We need that guy's number. We need to. Yeah, we want to see that. We need that access. We need to be judges of that.
That's right. We gotta, we
got to judge it. We're not saying that he's wrong, but we're just saying that we would like to voice our own opinion after we see it. That's all.
Right. And my man Jimmy asks, what is your favorite movie? So
of all time or superhero movie or just
all
period?
Time. He just said, what's your favorite movie? It don't have to be
Watchmen, Zack Snyder off top.
What is it?
That was the only. That's the only true. Yeah, that's the only true superhero movie that stuck to all the content. Yeah.
3 hours on that joint, and then even if you watch just the original 2-hour cut, that's the flick right there, yo. I mean, I don't got this Rorschach mask on for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, when I saw Dark Knight, and I was like 12 years old, you know what I'm saying? They had the trailer for Watchmen. I was like, okay, this is gonna be some new shit. Like, this is gonna be like, what is this? And I got sucked into Alan Moore. And Alan Moore actually has a film coming up soon as well too. Another adaptation he probably didn't even approve of, knowing him. But like,
did you like the HBO show, The Watchmen?
Say what?
I didn't like the show.
Oh, it was. I'm a huge Nine Inch Nails head. Excuse me. I'm a huge Nine Inch Nails head. So
same here, brother.
Word, you know what's up? Straight up, Downward Spiral. I know a lot of people, you know what I mean? Like that one's like the most mainstream album that they made. But to me, that would be their best album, even though Pretty Hate Machine is like really close over there. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like the Fragile was, it was too much. The Fragile was too much. They messed up that streak with it. But like Trent Reznor's score on that show was dope. And like I don't even watch shows like with Punisher. Like I saw like an episode and then I stopped watching it because I'm more of like a film concierge. So when it came down to watching the whole series and to get this alternate universe that I see Tom King is kind of using right now with his current Rorschach run, I'm not a big fan of the alternate universe because I can remember, chilling with a shorty up in bed and then reading her before Watchmen and how, before Watchmen tied in so well with Watchmen and then its sequel, Doomsday Clock, and the TV show as well as the current Tom King Rorschach series completely deviates from that. So I don't even know where that would be in the multiverse. It's kind of confusing. So it was cool to sit there and watch it. Old girl Regina King was up in it, and I enjoy her as an actress, especially from coming up reading those Boondocks newspaper strips, and then eventually watching the TV show. I'm like, okay, like she's dope as hell. You know what I'm saying? I respect her game. And the character, the mirror guy, he was cool too because he had those Rorschach vibes. But then at the same time, it was more twisted. And then the individuals who had the Rorschach mask as well too, and their whole plot where they were kind of akin to what a stereotypical like
white supremacist
with a MAGA hat.
White supremacists. Yeah. Right.
Well, yeah, like Caucasian supremacist dudes. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, that just shit was whack because when I looked at it, I was like, fuck, like this is making my mask look bad. And then even like reading reading the original Watchmen and the
what
notes
they said about Rorschach being racist.
Yeah, the notes in the original book that Rorschach wrote when he was a kid, from the stuff that he saw, with his mom's being a hooker, and then him and like his thoughts on like his father, and his father to him being so close to what Kennedy, not Kennedy. What's his name? The Reagan being so close to what he thought as Reagan was a good president in his eyes and stuff like that. I was like, okay, Rorschach's bugging a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But then I could see how people could take those essays and take what he wrote in his journals and twist it into
some right wing shit.
Supremacy. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but then that's why I'm glad that Jeff Johns introduced Reginald into Doomsday Clock and put an Afrocentric face under this mask. Because then I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like, you can rock with that. And then even what Tom King is doing, even though I'm not too big of a fan of not a fan, but I'm not really too big of a supporter of what Tom King does with all of his books, because he mostly just writes mystery books. So it's great when I'm reading like Batman, Catwoman.
I love his Batman. Yeah, Tom King's Batman is nuts.
But that's because that's Batman's true. Like a detective. He spawns from Detective Comics, so the mystery vibe fits. Mr. Miracle, when I read that was dope because it was abstract, but I still had it was just shrouded in mystery, so that fitted. But then with Rorschach, like yes, Rorschach is an abstract and a strange character, but I'd rather read Brian Azzarello's Rorschach because I like the grit as opposed to the mystery that Tom King is writing, to where I'm just confused every single issue. Like Frank Miller was a character in the book, and I'm just like, how did Frank Miller pop up over here? Like I understood how Chip Zdarsky was talking to himself in crossover, but with the way that Tom King writes and he just threw Frank Miller in the book, like I didn't understand that.
Right. Like, did you read the Rorschach comic, the new one?
That's the one that I'm referring to.
Okay, all right, that's what you're talking about. Tom King
with Jorge on pencils.
Right. So shout out to Black Miss, just came in, man. That's the homie right there, Black Miss 1981. And Jim Mee clarified his question. So he said, what's your favorite movie? Cooks said The Golden Child, which one of my favorites.
The Golden Child,
one of my favorite 80s movies, man.
I can give him my favorite movie is E.T. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm not even gonna lie.
What? My favorite movie, I got one, but my favorite movie is it's either Gladiator or Goodfellas, depending on what side of the brain I'm on, like what type of mood I'm in. But it's either Gladiator for like the epic, you know what I mean, like an epic film shit, or Goodfellas for that real raw gritty.
Well, then if we want to get real and take it that far, I'm gonna just say Purple Rain, my favorite movie.
Rain.
Keep it a buck, man. I was a big fan. I thought Purple Rain was dope. Thought Prince was dope in the movie. He did his thing. You know what I mean? I had to. He was just too cool.
Anybody say that?
I mean, go back and watch it, man. What dude you ever know that on the screen is cooler than Prince?
You're not wrong. I mean? That shit was ill.
Yeah, Prince.
Hell
that was I had to say
that's unique.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna have to give to Jim Mee. Jim Mee, Purple Rain.
Yo, he slapped his chick and still came out at the end of the film looking like the man.
Right.
I can't name a lot of dudes that could actually do that.
Man, that's another echelon, man. He a whole nother level. He was telling Nas, Nas was like, we gotta do a song. We gotta do a song, and Prince was like, you got you own your masters? Nas was like, nah.
Yeah, he said, nah. He said, we can't do no song.
Yeah, he was like, we can't. He's like, when you get your masters, come back. You know what I mean? Because Prince was like a real big, he was always pushing artists to do that. And
but he was right about a lot of stuff he said, bro.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah, because I got for as far as Prince is concerned, I own more than 20 Prince albums.
Wow.
So was that the Black album you were referring to, or were you talking about Jay's?
He's talking about
the Black album that Prince put out was good. That was a good Black album. That's the only Black album that exists. That's the only Black album that exists in my eyes.
Yeah, let's not mention Metallica.
No, that's a good ass album, dog. You can't front on the Metallica Black album. Enter Sandman, Unforgiven.
Oh, dude, that was all stadium hits, man. Like that shit was not.
You got a point.
Look, I'm not into that.
You got a point, but it was good.
Nah, but I'm not into that heavy metal, death metal, like that grungy, like that underground shit. Like what I liked about Metallica is they're actually quality musicians. They're not just you know what I mean. They're not just going.
Just like hip hop too. Like the lyrics, there's mad knowledge in the lyrics, yo. And with
like come on, you can't front
Black
on
Album, there
Innocent
wasn't a
Man,
lot
bro.
of knowledge there. It was just, they were trying to get a
Did
radio
you?
hit so bad.
Nah, B, you got.
Every track.
I mean, not just Innocent Man and Unforgiven. You got Wherever I May Roam. Oh, listen to the words, bro.
Nah, you
Shit,
can't.
Yeah,
You
you
can't
gotta
fuck-
listen to.
another. But moving on. So Cooks, tell me about
So,
The Golden Child, man. Is that your favorite movie?
Oh, like when I was looking at the comments, I know Cole saying he was talking about with a superhero flavor to it.
I know we going there
after,
next.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we going there next.
But you know what I'm saying? A movie that I can watch anytime,
Right.
whenever it come on, whatever
Right.
state I'm at.
Right. That's Goodfellas
Golden
and
Child
Gladiator for
is
me.
it's my favorite movie, man. I
Okay.
know it word for word.
Right. That's how I am with Goodfellas and Gladiator, bro. Like I don't care how many times I've seen them. If that shit's on TV, I'm not turning the channel. I might pop that shit in and watch this shit. But yo, and then Jimmy said his favorite was Rocky. Now, Rocky is the film.
Word. It's
Rocky
one of the
is
greatest
the film.
romance
Rocky
stories
was
I've ever
good.
seen on screen.
Rocky
Bro,
3 was the
Rocky's a
best.
great
Rocky 3 was the
Rocky
best.
3 was
best for me.
phenomenal.
It was the
Rocky
best for
3
me.
was
Yeah.
phenomenal.
Rocky
Rocky
3 was the
3.
best. I liked
Rocky
all.
3.
I liked all of them except for
did,
the
what
one
did
with
he-
Tommy Morrison.
What
I
did
didn't
he
like the
tell
one
him?
with
He was
Tommy
like,
Morrison. I like it.
oh, he was like, Mr. T was telling him about Mr. T. He was like, this dude eats fucking thunder or some shit. He was like, he'll
He eats thunder and craps lightning.
crap
Yeah,
lightning. Yeah, he was like, he was born to kill you or something. I don't know, man, but the
Yeah,
way he
but
broke
but you know what? Mickey was right. Mickey was right.
Mick
Rocky
was
wasn't
always
hungry
right.
anymore. Yeah, he wasn't hungry
Right.
anymore.
He's like,
And,
you
and
lost
all the
your
guys he
fire.
fought, yeah, they was
Yeah.
bums. He was like, they was
Like,
has
fighting
they was
bums.
washed up.
That was a
You
metaphor
didn't
for the
fight none of them.
series.
Right. The only person that Rocky had ever fought in his prime was Apollo Creed.
Creed.
When you think about it, he never fought. Yeah,
He ain't beat
He-
Apollo in
he-
the first movie.
he didn't beat Apollo in the first one. And Apollo
Both
whooped him.
fell out. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the only fighter that he had fought in his prime, and everybody else they were past their prime when Rocky got to him.
See, Rocky
Until he
was
got
all
to-
about the first one was all about going the distance. He wasn't trying to win. He just wanted to go 12 rounds with the champ. He didn't care about winning.
Yeah, no, because
He was
remember
like,
the guy.
he did
Yeah,
it. That's all he
remember.
wanted to do. was
Yes,
go the
remember the
distance.
guy. Remember when the guy with the old guy, the old cigar
That's
chopping guy was
Italian
talking to him,
pride right there,
and
man.
he
Y'all
said it.
understand
Remember the
how
guy said
Italians
it to him.
feel
He
about
said,
Rocky,
"Listen,
man.
yeah." Remember the guy said that. He
You
said,
know,
"Look," he said, "the greatest thing that ever happened was that Apollo Creed gave you a nobody a shot at the title."
Right.
He was like, "You don't waste that. You go in there and you give it everything you got, and you let people know that this wasn't a wasted attempt." You know
Right.
what I mean? That's where the irony in the movie is, and nobody saw that. I watched the movie
Yeah.
so many times. It took me a while to pick up on that. But when
Yeah,
he
it's
talked
a
to that
lot
guy,
of
and that
shit
guy
that-
told him that. Yeah,
Yep.
that's when I picked
That
up on
come
that. I
back.
was like, this is the irony. Yeah. In the movie right here is
Mhm.
when that guy told Rocky that. And that's when, like you said, Rocky came in there, said, I ain't got to win, but I went the distance with that joke.
That's
Broke
it.
his ribs and everything. Yeah.
Word.
Broke his ribs. And in the beginning of the second movie, they
Yo.
both was in a wheelchair. They both was in a wheelchair going to the hospital. Yeah.
You know what I mean? That shit was
Yeah.
epic, dog. And then
You know,
Well,
yeah, man.
that's crazy. That's crazy how in that film series, like on the third one, Mickey went, and then Adrian was also over there on this great scene on the beach where she was telling Rocky, like, we don't need money. It's not about the money. And
Right.
she passed
didn't.
away
She
too.
didn't.
So it's
And
like
then she died.
everybody that was
Yeah.
telling Rocky that like the series was dwindling on that film eventually went.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting, you know, to see
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
And then your boy and then Apollo too. The
Word, by the
Russian
fourth
dude
one.
Yeah, Apollo
killed him,
died.
G.
Apollo died. Yeah.
Throwing the
But he
damn
didn't
towel.
tell Rocky to
Throwing the
stop.
damn towel.
He didn't
Come
tell
on,
But
Rocky to stop.
Apollo, but you know what? Apollo was prideful, and that's what
Throwing
it
the damn
was.
towel.
He was Apollo was
Well,
too.
he's the
Apollo was
son. He has
Apollo
the
could
son Creed.
right, but Apollo couldn't live. Apollo basically was telling that Rock, I can't live with this butt whooping. You gotta let it go. You gotta let it go.
Yeah,
Like I'm
man.
Apollo
Yeah.
Creed. Either I go down
Word.
fighting, or I don't go down at all. It's that is
Throwing the
it.
damn towel. I must break you.
Yeah,
Bro.
because remember in Rocky, yeah,
Mhm.
because remember in Rocky
must
3,
be
remember
great.
Rocky 3 with the Mr. T, with the Clever Lang tell Apollo. He's like, "What up, Creed?" He's like, "Get out my face."
Creed.
Like, you ain't nothing. You watched him. You a bum. He's like, come on, get some. Come on, get some. He was like, that's what I thought.
Played that part.
Yeah, he was like, that's what I thought. Yeah, he played that part. He was like, what you talking about? Shake your hand. He was like, get out my face.
I'm curious. As a person who wasn't even born when that flick like dropped, I recently just watched the first WrestleMania, and Mr. T was on that joint. And then on the second one, he went some rounds with Roddy Piper one-on-one on boxing. So did that film drop at the same time? Did it coincide with the Manias?
Now, Cooks, you might be able to answer that.
Yeah, it did. It didn't coincide with him, but Mr. T was so big at the time that movie catapulted him into another realm of stardom where he was showing up on a wrestling joint. Because remember who was in that movie? Who probably promoted that was Hulk Hogan. He was Thunderlips.
Yeah,
he was Thunderlips.
He was the first person that got that Rocky went against in that little exhibition match.
Yes, he was Thunderlips. Yeah, he was Thunder, the ultimate man.
He was like, come on, bro, we supposed to be playing and shit, dog. What you doing?
He was like, nah, we gotta put on the show, brother. We ain't come here to play.
Nah, wrestling ain't fake.
Yeah. He was giving Rocky work.
Yeah, you gotta think about it. Mr. T, he was like one of the biggest stars. You know, he had the A-Team, he had his own cereal. You know,
he had a cartoon.
He was known
for
cartoon. He was known for the chain. He had a cartoon. He was the man at one point.
Yeah, he was. Because remember the teas? Remember the little teas? Little cereal?
The cereal?
Yeah, I see those joints, man. I had to. Yeah, you had to get that.
Pity the fool who don't eat my cereal.
And that too. He had the catchphrase of the whole year. Like his catchphrase is like,
I pity the fool.
I pity the fool.
That's forever. That's forever.
Yeah, Mr. T was the man. And he had hold up. And he had his own 12-inch doll.
Yep. And
I had one. I wish I still had it.
And you pull the string and it say "Pity the fool."
And severe. You mentioned WrestleMania, right? You did mention WrestleMania, right? Okay. Well, Mr. T is in the WWE Hall of Fame as well.
Yes, sir. And I was about to mention with the figures that you just mentioned, they had the Masters of the WWE Universe joints, and they came out with a Mr. T joint.
Yep.
As well. I just saw that recently. I was like, yo, that's ill.
Mr. T was the man. Mr. T was the man. And he's also a night elf mohawk. Boom.
Word.
Don't sleep.
Don't sleep.
Don't sleep on T.
Night elf.
Yeah, night elf. Night elf with a mohawk. We're moving on, guys. Let's get on the Suicide Squad. I got some tidbits for y'all here.
Let's talk about it.
All right. Well, I'm gonna give the viewers a little bit of history on Suicide Squad, so to make.
First, hold on. All right, let's talk about it.
When they see the movie. All right, Suicide Squad. They were a team. They were unrelated in any way. They had no superpowers. They were normal people, right? They were not criminals. This is the very, 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 very first Suicide Squad. The very first one, the very first team. And they mostly volunteered to go on dangerous missions. Their first appearance was Brave and the Bold number 25, and that's also the Cooks Pick of the Week. Now you fast forward to 1987, their first appearance was Legends number 3, which is also the Cooks Pick of the Week.
Write that down.
And the difference for the first appearance of the modern Suicide Squad formula was that you had Amanda Waller was the string puller. Now, the very first one had Rick Flag Sr. as the head man, and then Rick Flag Jr. was the head man of the field team for the Amanda Waller era. Now, Waller came up with the idea after studying the old squad formula. But this time she said, instead of using volunteers and people of stature, let's just use villains because they're expendable. And there's so many of them.
Right.
Hell, we can have them work off. Like her basic thing was, we're going to let them work off time on their sentence by doing these missions. If they die, so be it. You know, they're not in a bad situation because they get to do what they love, but at the same time, work off their sentence. But there's always a question mark for that because none of them ever seem to get free. None of them ever seem to work all the time off. They either die or they die somehow. They just die.
Right.
Steve, past people that were like Rick that took the Rick Flag role are Colonel Steve Trevor. And we all know who he is. We all know who Steve Trevor is, but sadly,
no, I don't know who that is.
Oh, that's Wonder Woman's love interest in the 80s.
Oh, okay.
Grant Morrison wrote him best recently in the Earth 1 series.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. Let's see. The more missions a villain survives and completes, the more time he's knocked off his sentence. The very first Waller team was Rick Flag, Deadshot, Captain Boomerang, Enchantress, and Bronze Tiger. Does that sound familiar to any of you people? And the villain that they fought, well, no, Blockbuster was original. He was one of the original. There we go. Yeah, Blockbuster was an original member of the Suicide Squad, and they fought Brimstone, a gigantic demonic creature sent to Earth by Darkseid. And Blockbuster died. He was the very first person to die in the new era of Suicide Squad. He's the very first Suicide Squad person to die. Now let's go back to that first.
You can get a 3.0 of the Suicide Squad for $1,000.
Yeah,
if you want a 5.5, you're gonna pay damn near $3,000.
Damn, man! I bet you it wasn't that much 3 years ago.
And you look who's on the cover. The Brave and the Bold, number 25. That's
number 25
on your screen right now. That's the Brave and the Bold, number 25. Suicide Squad first print, but very different team back then. I mean, you can see like a little soldier guy on there, a couple of soldiers shooting at a monster. So yeah, they were not. They were just regular people.
They were not related. They were just regular people, and they volunteered.
Like World War I time.
Yeah, they volunteered to go on those missions.
Right. Yeah. What's the other book? What's the other book, Stu?
The other one was Legends number 3.
Okay.
DC Legends number 3. That's when Amanda Waller took over. Now, in the early days of the Suicide Squad, they all had guest stars. It was like guest stars. Two of the most famous guest stars were Ronald Reagan and George Bush.
George Bush?
George Bush, yeah, they both signed off on Suicide Squad missions. They're the only presidents that signed off on Suicide Squad missions. I wish I had those issues for you for Cook's pick of the week. But I don't. But I will. But I will have them. I will have them for you in the next show.
I'll be ready.
Now we have some questionable members who have been Suicide Squad members. Connor Kent, the Atom, and Oracle are questionable Suicide Squad members.
What did you say, Seven?
There's only been one. There's only been one Atom, sir.
Choi?
Adam, ATOM or Adam?
No, ATOM. Adam from the DC.
You're talking about Choi? Brian Choi?
No. Back up. You gotta go back. Take it back. Take it back to the first Adam.
So, but you just said there's only been one Adam. The only one I know is Choi. The one who got popped. Right?
No,
Crisis?
No.
That was actually Infinite Crisis.
That's Infinite Crisis. No, we're talking about what's my man's name? Ray Palmer.
Palmer?
Yeah.
Yeah, Palmer.
Ray Palmer. He's a questionable suicide member. Connor Kent is actually kind of still a suicide member. Amanda Waller controls him, but we don't know why. Like, we don't know why he puts up with what she says and does to him. Nobody knows why, but he does go on Suicide Squad missions, and he does follow, the criteria. Everybody thinks he does it to keep the killing down and less civilian casualties when they start acting up, but nobody knows. Oracle became a member when Waller saved her life. She just felt that it was the right thing to do, to sort of like a payback. I'll just do a Suicide Squad mission or two and then I'm out. Catman. Remember we talked about Catman, Reno.
Catman.
Boxer. He could go 12 with Rocky.
Batman, boy.
And Catman is also, he's kind of like a play on Bronze Tiger, but Catman was also a Suicide Squad man. Other big time deaths of Task Force X members dead shot at the hands of Black Mask. Black Mask cornered Deadshot, did him real dirty, shot him and kicked him off a roof. They don't do that in Marvel, Reno. They don't do that.
Nah,
they don't do that. You were stunned to even hear that something like that happened in a comic book, but it did.
Nah, bro, they do shit like that in Marvel. Bro, Marvel got some of the most violent, grimiest shit you ever read, bro. Blade Mac, like, I mean, man, Marvel don't play either, bro. But DC, we was talking about DC. We're gonna have a DC day because we're gonna have a DC day, and that's inspired by my man right here, Sever, because we was talking and he said, "Man, why do you hate DC?" And I said, "What you mean? Why do I hate DC?" I went and showed him my whole. I showed him my whole short box full of DC. I'm like, yo, nobody hate DC. I showed him all my DC figures and all of that. But
yeah, all the Batman.
See, and that's what he said. It's always Batman. It's always Batman. It is Mad Batman, and that's true. He got me, and I was like, "You right." Like I rock with DC, but it's like Batman mostly, and maybe a little Swamp Thing, but for the most part, it's Batman. And so we're gonna do a show on Saturday called DC Day. I don't know when I'm gonna start it. We're gonna try to get it started as soon as possible. But I want Stu and Cooks and Sever. I want you guys definitely to be on that because y'all some DC heads. Y'all know about DC a lot more than I do, and DC's got some great stuff, man. So I don't want to, foreshadow it, man. I want to talk about it. I want to get into it
right now, Reno. The week we took off, I was doing a lot of reading, man. Crime Syndicate. Go out and get Crime Syndicate.
Yo, it's fire.
That's also a Cook. Pick of the week. Yeah, that's
already
also
got him. Already got
Crime
him.
Syndicate number 5
I got all the
Crime chain right now.
I love
Crime Syndicate number 5 is off the chain right now.
I love Crime Syndicate.
That's that mafia type. And even the Suicide Squad comic is really dope right now.
Yeah, I got that. I got Robin. I got
Robin's really dope right now. Infinite Frontier.
Robin is dope.
Infinite Frontier is like a movie. It's like a straight movie. Like it's like they just wrote it for the screen. It's insane, yo. And they're only on issue 2.
Yes.
Y'all up on the new Mr. Miracle?
Yes. Yes. I've been reading it. Yeah, it's sort of like a trippy psychedelic type of thing that they got going on with that. But I kind of like it. Sort of like what Adam Strange, like the Adam Strange comic is kind of the same way.
Again, Tom King, like I'm only staying loyal just to him and the artist that he has on it because they did the Mr. Miracle.
Yeah, the artwork is dope. The artwork is dope with Mr. Miracle. Yeah.
But this new joint, they got one more issue left on it, and from what I'm seeing, it just it has to deal a lot with just relationships and about holding secrets and how they could affect a relationship and really be detrimental to one, or how it could empower. It's like it talks about like the honeymoon phase because the way that it's drawn, it has like flashback sequences drawn by another cat, and then the present day sequences are painted. And it has let me see who they got. The dude who lost his wife in that car crash, Mr. Terrific, and then they have Batman, and they're investigating Mr. Miracle to see if he's responsible for the genocide of a race of aliens called Pickets, who are actually on Earth currently, and they're like trying to create like a coup or something like that. But they have his daughter supposedly. And it's insane. It's like, is his daughter dead? Is his daughter alive? Does he know? Is there like a secret? Yada yada. Like it's a joint. It's a joint. But again, it's Tom King, so it's just a lot of mystery. And it's like you're reading it. Like Tom King books, from what I see, you need to just get the trade. Don't read them separately, because if you read them separately and it's coming out bi-monthly or it's coming out monthly, it's hard to pick up.
Yeah, you got to kind of read it again. And like the Tom King Batman run, I collect all of those. Like I got into that because of City of Bane. City of Bane is dope. Like the whole little run, City of Bane. I bought that just because I'm a Bane fan. And
Thomas Wayne is back in Infinite Frontier.
Then we started seeing he killed Alfred, and I was like, whoa, like he killed Alfred. That was a bold move, dog. That was a bold move. You don't kill Alfred.
But you know what?
Alfred
you don't kill Alfred.
You don't kill Alfred.
Never.
But he did, and he made it work, and it's dope, man. And now they got the series Pennyworth, which is looking cool as hell. It's like
what's it about? Like
it's MI6 days or what, whatever. He was like a spy and shit. It's like some James Bond shit.
Yes, the early days of Pennyworth.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a book or is it the TV series?
No, it's a floppy. It's a comic series.
Word. Okay.
Yeah, Pennyworth. Yeah.
What's up?
Oh yeah.
So I want to throw in the son. I just want to throw in that the Son of Kal-El. That's probably my favorite one so far out of DC.
I've been reading that. I've been reading that.
Yeah, good, man.
I've been reading
What's it like?
Yeah.
What's it like?
But I'm actually going to read a lot more of that tonight after we get done with the show. I'm going to.
Okay.
I'm going to dig into that.
Have you read it?
I don't want to spoil it. I read. Like Stu said, just jumped into it. But the way that he having to prove himself, because Superman got some stuff going on right now, and it's like either he gonna be there or he ain't. So it's like the son got to show himself. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And he having problems figuring out like what's the right and what's the wrong in so many words.
Right,
you know, that's what I tell the story.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. No, that's it. No, you're right. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Cooks. That's where I'm at with it. That's why I said I'm gonna get deep into it tonight when we get off later on. I'm gonna dive all the way in. I'm going
I ain't gonna lie, just the cover alone made me like, man, what I wonder what this could be about. Then watching Superman and Lois, that made me want to even get more into it. Like, okay, maybe I'm catching on here. You know what I'm saying?
Yo,
Superman and Lois.
Everybody that's watching real quick on Twitter and the other, Facebook or wherever this is streaming, I send it to a bunch of places. But Jim Me said it was fun listening to the four of you. Thank you. Was able to learn something again. I have to sleep. The little one will wake up soon. I wish you a lot of fun. Stay healthy and have a good time. And salute to me. Over in Germany.
All right,
Jim. Yeah, it's
Jim
like
Me.
there, man.
Jim Me is hardcore. Jim Me is hardcore, man.
Salute to Jim Me, man. Thank you for staying up late, man, to watch the late show. That's what's up. We appreciate you. And we'll definitely get you on the show, man, to chop it up with us, because I'm telling you, his English was not that bad.
No?
Nah.
Man, I mean, get with Jim Me, man.
He's cool.
But I get what you're saying.
Yeah, he could definitely carry on a convo. But yeah, Cooks, man. That's what's up with the. All right, so listen, it's 8:08, guys. I'm sorry, I got shit going on up here. We got to wrap it up. But it was a great show, man. I thank you guys all for coming on, of course, and we definitely gonna chop it up Wednesday as well. Everybody, Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. we do the indie. New Comic Book Day indie reviews. We'll be talking about indie comics and all of that good stuff, and I definitely want to have y'all back on it as well if you can. So, absolutely, man. Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Sixth Element of Hip Hop, and we out. Yeah. Hey, you guys, hang around. Don't leave. We're gonna go off the air, and then we're gonna talk. Yo, Cooks 24.
Peace.